So much, Maureen. How about a little music to get us going? I feel like Ricky Byer. What do you guys think? Yeah. All right. Ricky.
Talk to us.
In my life, I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say: I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God, and no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, I release what? Let the Spirit dwell. Oh, in my heart. Yes, I'm only. No, 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 no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for that. Whoa, I release what? Let the Spirit. Whoa, in my. Yes, I'm only. No, no more struggle. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for what? God. And God is love. I share. Special music.
All right. Thank you, Ricky. You know, Ricky Byer and I were on the same plane going to Agra in 1996, and I knew I was going to be safe on that plane because Ricky Byer was on that plane. I can't say it the other way. All right. So who am I? I am Elliot Mao, your moderator for today. Welcome, everybody. I'm part of the Leadership Council, and they have dubbed me the Cultural Attaché. I welcome you. And what are you here? You are here by divine appointment. It's an invitation for you to share and explore the idea that we can change our entire life by changing our minds. Yeah? Oh, there we go. We explore the science of mind and so many other teaching, life, nature, the idea that we live in a spiritual universe, that God or spirit is a loving presence. Boy, do I need to know that. And that the source is good. So we believe that every person is significant and you are needed. Doors are open here. The service has been designed especially for you. Welcome home. Okay. Hi. We have a mission statement, and Joe, you want to put it up, or I could put it up? There you go. All right, unmute yourself. Let's say it all together. Our mission is transformation
Worship
through
through
spiritual
spiritual practice, education,
education, service,
service,
empowerment, and by
by living
living inspired
inspired lives.
lives. Okay, you're here to get inspired. You're going to hear being inspired by the message, uplifted by the music, and really embraced by the community. So, how about another song that's giving us a little bit more of this feeling about why we love coming to service here? Who do we have? Let's see, we have Harold Payne. Now, before I bring him up, let me just mention, we have our favorite musicians. For example, you have pasted on the side is our agenda. We have Ricky Byer, we're gonna have Harold Payne, we're gonna have Eddie Walker. All right, stop talking, Elliot. Bring on the music. The music, of course, is by Harold Payne, and it was lovingly chosen by the tribe. This is my tribe.
We come together, it's meant to be. In this moment, this point of destiny, we've got each other's backs, walk in each other's shoes. These are my people, my brothers, my sisters, the family I choose. This is my tribe. This is my tribe. This is where I cry when I come alive. This is my tribe. We're all on a journey, but it feels like home. And wherever we go, we know that we're not alone. We share our burdens, lift each other up. There for each other, bonded forever, no matter what. This is my tribe. This is my tribe. This is where I thrive, where I come alive. This is my tribe. Every step I take, every move I make, you're there by my side, the lows and the highs. This is my tribe. Oh, and after all is said and done, I know that you will be the one I carry with me always in my heart. This is my tribe. This is my tribe. This is where I thrive, when I come alive. This is my tribe. This is my tribe. This is my tribe. This is where I thrive, I come alive. This is my tribe. Oh, this is my tribe. Hey, this is my tribe. This is where I thrive, I come alive.
This is my tribe. And you're looking at them. You're looking at whoever is here today. Star-studded program for you, just in case I forget to mention, of course. Before I bring up our star speaker, I just want to help mention some of our little minions. Well, minion one is me. I am your moderator, part of the Leadership Council. And we also have Joe, the technician. Woohoo! Yay, Joe! And sometimes we spread all the wealth. We have a different practitioner. We have an inspirational speaker. We have someone who's leading the affirmation. But guess what? We have one person who dares to do it all. Yeah. Well, let me tell you a little about her before I bring up the affirmation and the inspirational method. She is practitioner Maureen Muhlena. You've heard her speak before. Some of you who haven't, just in case, let me tell you a little bit about her. Yes, she is a licensed religious science practitioner. Ooh, hey, Joe, don't show that. Let me talk about it. Come on. This is like, get out of here. This show is live. This is nothing like that. All right, come on. Let me rave about her. She's rooted in knowing that there is a power for good behind all of creation. She's devoted to awakening consciousness, cultivating compassion, and creating spaces of healing and possibility. Yeah, you can read all that stuff, but don't you really want me to breathe some life into those words? Because this is what she does. She does. And she has over 20 years experience service with trauma-informed advocacy. Boy, do we need a lot of that all over the world. And then she's into leadership. She brings both spiritual depth and grounded wisdom to her ministry. Her life journey, shaped by resilience, faith, and a lifelong call to service, guides her work in empowering others to remember their wholeness and live from love. So right now, I'm going to let her take over the show. She's going to give you our affirmation, and then she's going to deliver the message that we all really, really need to hear. Please come up to the stage, practitioner, guest speaker, Maureen Muhlena. Woohoo!
Oh, thank you, CSL Peninsula. Thank you, Elliot, for such a wonderful introduction, and Joe for all the wonderful things you do behind the scenes. So we're going to talk about our affirmation, which is, I shine and share as love. I shine and share as love. And so we're going to go into evocation right now. So just go ahead and just go with me to that place that shines, within each and every one of us. That place is the place of God, Creator, divine intelligence. It provides us with everything that we need, and we see all the things that are provided for us, and we know that that is love in action. And so as we walk out into the world, as we walk in this human experience, we stand with a strong spine, and we open with a soft heart, as we know and claim that we are all one together. And so in this space today, we come together as community. We come together to celebrate that oneness, to remember that we are spirit expressing through us. And so I just bless each and every person that has put this experience together, this service together. I bless CSL Peninsula. And I just bless each and every one of our strong spines and our soft hearts as we walk this spiritual path. And so it is. And so this week's theme is, I was made for loving you. I was made for loving you. And if you haven't noticed, we have a theme that I'm bringing in, which is we need to love with a strong spine and a soft heart. This posture applies when loving ourselves, anyone, or anything. Having a strong spine means aligning ourselves with the laws of the universe. It means practicing right thinking and right action. It means taking responsibility for the quality of our consciousness. It means refusing to let fear, resentment, or limitation become the organizing principles of our lives. Having a soft heart means that we are open and receptive to the divine informing us of what is ours to do through our direct connection to the love that created us. Having soft knees, it does not demand that life unfold according to its personal agenda. It remains available to the greater wisdom that is always seeking expression through us. This is part of the awareness of how we interface with all of life. Strong spine, rooted in the truth, soft heart, flowing with the unfolding of life. When we choose to walk a spiritual path, we are making a commitment, not just to our own growth, but to the creative power that is love itself. We are saying, I believe love is at the core of everything. That love is what sustains me, and I can see it with my very breath, the way my body takes care of itself, and the way the earth provides for life to exist and flourish with water, nourishment, and warmth. And that is not a small thing. That is a radical declaration. Because everywhere we look, the world is telling us something different. We have been conditioned by culture, by history, by fear into patterns that are the opposite of love. Patterns of separation, scarcity, power over, and othering. And here we are in the middle of all of that, choosing radical love. We are choosing to act out of love, in love, and through love. That is the spiritual life. That is the practice. Ultimate love is not sentiment. It is not a warm feeling we manufacture on a good day. It is not a performance of niceness. The love that we are talking about is a deep understanding that all is provided to us and that we are a direct outpouring of spirit. It is spirit that is expressed through us. This act of life is going to happen whether we choose for it to or not. It is automatic, since that is the source of our beingness. The gift is that when we consciously connect with spirit, we don't have to force it or push it out through sheer willpower. We open, we receive, and spirit flows. That is choosing to see and use love as a skill rather than a fleeting moment. That shift in understanding changes everything. It changes how we see ourselves, how we move through our interactions, how we show up for the people around us. It shifts our very expression from just existing to reciprocating the love that is shown to us by our Creator. And yet, I also know that loving in this way is not easy. It is a commitment and sacrifice to love in this way. We have parts within ourselves that are tucked away because the world or someone in it told us that we were too much or not enough or simply wrong. When you look out at the world, we see so many folks that are not aware of this intelligence and reciprocal nature of the universe. I know you can see it. The shadows are growing. The dark places are becoming more visible, not because the light is losing, but because the contrast is sharpening. What has always been there is now impossible to look away from. Is there an antidote? You already know. The antidote is love. The universe was made for loving us. It is our turn to reciprocate that love in a conscious way. Not passively. Not love that retreats into the comfortable corners of our spiritual practice while the world outside burns, but love that doubles down. Love that expands. Love that says, the darker it gets out there, the more I will pour out in here. We are being called right now, in this moment of history, to expand our capacity to love. This is not optional. This is the assignment. When I was thinking of ways in which the universe was made for loving us, what came to mind was how our white blood cells love us all the time, every day of our lives. Think about what white blood cells do. The moment there is a wound in our body, they move into action. They move toward it automatically, without hesitation, without whether it's convenient. They don't assess whether the wound is worthy of their attention. They don't negotiate. The alarm sounds and they go. They are doing what they were designed to do. To fight bacteria, clean up debris, and start the healing process. They are practicing what Dr. Martin Luther King called dangerous unselfishness. The day before Dr. King was assassinated, he gave what many consider his most prophetic sermon, titled, "I've Been to the Mountaintop." I will share some of his sentiments here. However, if you get a chance to read or listen, I highly recommend you do so to the entire talk. It was April 3rd, 1968. He was in Memphis, Tennessee, gathering to march for the dehumanization of the Memphis sanitation workers. In this speech, he called the people of Memphis to stand with him against injustice. Not to watch from a distance, but to go toward the wound. To sacrifice comfort for the sake of justice. To rush in the way white blood cells rush in, because the body is one. And when one part bleeds, all parts are called to help. What moves me about the image of white blood cells is that they don't have a choice. They're programmed to protect. They automatically answer the call to do what they were created to do. However, we have choice. Every single day, we can turn toward the pain of our world, or we can turn away. We can stay in the grind, in the rat race, in the comfortable numbness of distraction, or we can stop. Look outside our door. See where the bleeding is and go there. That is the love the world is calling out for right now. That is the love that was made for loving you. Not love as a feeling, love as a direction to go in. Further on in his speech, Dr. King talks about what he would do if Almighty God asked him what historical time he would like to live in. And he lets his imagination take flight across the ages, mentioning he would visit the Greek philosophers, the Roman Empire, the Renaissance, and so on. And he goes on to say that he would specifically ask the Almighty God to allow him to live just a few years in the second half of the 20th century, and how he would be happy about that. He goes on to say in his speech, now, and I quote, "Now, that's a strange statement to make, because the world is all messed up. The nation is sick. Trouble is in the land. Confusion all around. That's a strange statement. But I know somehow that only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. And I see God working in this period of the 20th century in a way that men, in some strange way, are responding. Something is happening in our world. The masses of people are rising up, and wherever they are assembled today, the cry is always the same. We want to be free. He goes on to say that we are being forced to grapple with the injustices of the world and how survival demands that we grapple with them. He says, men for years now have been talking about war and peace, but now no longer can they just talk about it. It is no longer a choice between violence and nonviolence in the world. It's nonviolence or non-existence. He moves on to mention again how happy he was that God allowed him to live in this time and space and to be in Memphis to support the sanitation workers. If we use the terminology that Dr. King uses, we can say that the Almighty God has allowed us to be in this moment, in this time and space, right here and right now. This exact moment in history, a moment wrought with great evolution, advancement, violence, hatred, division, and shadow. We can choose to be like Dr. King. He was a diligent and grateful white blood cell. He moved fearlessly toward the wounds of humanity, calling us to develop a kind of dangerous unselfishness. I take this to mean that we are to move toward the wound, to move toward the pain, to move toward the places where healing is needed most, just as white blood cells automatically rush to a bodily injury. Since we know that spirit expresses through us, as us, this is not someone else's work. It is ours. Perhaps God has allowed us to be alive in a time such as this, precisely because love is seeking expression through us. And if that is true, then we cannot wait for someone else to save the world. We are the ones we have been waiting for. And so I ask you, where is the wound we are being called toward? Not just in our individual lives, but in our communities, our nation, and our world. Where is humanity hurting? Where are people being forgotten, dismissed, exploited, or left behind? Dr. King understood that no single person heals the wound alone. Healing happens when enough people answer the call. Healing happens when ordinary people decide they will no longer walk past suffering as though it belongs to someone else. Perhaps your call is not to lead a march or to stand in front of a microphone. Perhaps it is conscious consumerism, a donation, showing up at a community meeting, standing beside someone whose voice has been ignored. The form matters less than the willingness, because white blood cells do not heal the body one at a time. They respond together. They recognize that the wound of one part of the body affects the whole. And are we not the same? If we truly believe there is one life, then the suffering of any part of humanity belongs to all of humanity. The injustices we see in the world are not invitations to despair. They are calls to participation. They are asking us to remember that we belong to one another. They are asking us to remember that together we are stronger than fear, stronger than division, stronger than hatred. God has allowed us to be alive in this moment of history, not to stand on the sidelines, not to turn away from the wound, but to bring our presence, our courage, our compassion, and our love to the places that need it most. I know each and every one of you is a loving being. I know it because you're here. You're doing the spiritual work. You are showing up for your own spiritual growth. And that is something to behold. That is everything. And having been allowed to be here at this moment in history, we are being called further. We are being called to expand, to truly be reciprocal of the givingness of God, to love more widely, more fiercely, more continuously than we ever have before. So I ask you, how can you expand your love? What is one way, starting today, that you can open wider? The white blood cells in our bodies move automatically toward a wound. They don't have to think about it. They don't have to be convinced. They don't get distracted by the news cycle, by entertainment, by fear, or by the concerns of their individual lives. They were designed for healing. And so they move toward what needs healing. But we are different. We have consciousness. We have choice. And perhaps that is both our greatest gift and our greatest challenge. Because we can choose to move toward the wound, or we can choose not to. We can choose to be distracted, overwhelmed, conditioned by a culture that teaches us to focus on ourselves and our own self-preservation. Committing to this spiritual path is an invitation to something greater. It is an invitation to expand our consciousness beyond the conditioning of separation and remember our connection to one another. To remember the infinite givingness of God. This practice is an invitation to consciously choose what the white blood cells do naturally. To move toward the pain, to move toward the places where healing is needed, to move towards each other. Because refusing to let darkness win is not a battle fought with weapons. It is a practice lived daily in small amounts and large ones. It's in how we speak to ourselves when no one is listening, how we look at a stranger, how we respond when we witness suffering, and how we hold our own pain when it arises. To choose fear or love, separation or connection, distraction or participation. To choose whether we will move toward the wound. We must practice a strong spine and a soft heart. A strong spine that stands firmly in truth. A soft heart that remains open to love. That is how we move toward the wound and stay rooted in the light of who we are. The goal is not to harden ourselves against the darkness. The goal is to become so full of light that the darkness has no place to land. And here is the beautiful truth. You can do both at once. You can be grounded and open. You can be fierce and tender. You can be clear and compassionate. You can be in the middle of your own healing and still show up for the healing of the world. We do not wait until we are perfect. We go while we are becoming. That is what Dr. King did. He kept returning to his spiritual center. He maintained a strong spine and a soft heart. He stayed rooted in the conviction that love was stronger than fear, stronger than hatred, stronger than any appearance of separation. And from that center, he helped move a nation. You have that same center. You have that same light. You have that same love expressing as you. The world is waiting for you right now, exactly as you are. So open and receive the love that was made for loving you. Let it strengthen your spine. Let it soften your heart. Let it guide your steps. And then turn with courage and compassion toward the wound that is yours to tend. That is the work. That is the love. That is how we answer the darkness, and together, that is how we heal the world. Blessed be.
And to that, we say yes, yes, yes.
Eddie Watkins is our guest artist for today. We are welcoming Eddie from Florida, where he lives now. And, I was just thinking, if you want to be 2 degrees separation from anyone in the music world, all you have to do is know Eddie Watkins, because he has worked with them all. He knows them all. He started when he was in high school playing Motown, and then moved to California, played Motown and disco and everything else. He can do it all. Welcome, Eddie Watkins. All right.
If it could be that we agree, meet on common ground, plant a tree and spread the fruit of love all around, would you say yes? Yes, yes, yes. If it could be that we agree to live in harmony and set aside all that divides for the sake of humanity, would you say yes? Yes, yes, yes. Come on, everybody, sing with me. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. If you believe like I believe, we can make a better world. Listening to each other till every voice is heard. Singing yes, 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 yes. What would you say if we found a way to end all poverty, so all could live with dignity from sea to shining sea? Will you say yes? Come on, everybody, sing with me. Yes, yes, yes. Woo, yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. Ooh, come on, everybody, sing with me. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Say yes, yes, yes. Woo. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. Yes.
What did I hear you say? Yes! Yes! Okay. Maureen's gonna lead the white cell brigade. We're all white cells. Woohoo! We're all white cells. Yeah. That was absolutely wonderful. Boy, scientific and historical, all of the above. All of the above. And now, if you have received something from today's message, and I know you have, it is now time to also reciprocate. How do we reciprocate? Yes, this is our time for our tithing. And you could do it in 3 different ways. We have the website, just press the donate button. You could do it from PayPal. Here's the email. And then also from Cell, also using our email. Or you could do the snail mail, CSLP, P.O. Box 3243 in Berkeley. And now while you're doing so, we would like to have just some really good music while we find that donate button or whatever which way you choose to do. So, Joe, he usually chooses the best music for us to be feeling our inspiration to give back.
So blessed and grateful. Thank you. I am grateful. Promising. So blessed and grateful. Hear my heart. So blessed. I am grateful. Every breath. So blessed and grateful. Thank you. I am grateful. I promise. Thank you. I am grateful. Keep my heart. I am grateful with every breath. Thank you. I am grateful. Thank you. I promise in this moment to keep my heart wide open with every breath I
Okay, thank you so much. And while you have these gifts in your hand, in your heart, let's go into our giving statement. It is on the program today, but I'm going to have Joe put it up as well. If you have your gift and heart, here it is. Repeat with your gift. I bless this gift with all my love. As I give, I embody prosperity and abundance, knowing I am fully supported by the universe. This is a symbol of my love and gratitude. It does great work in the world and returns to me easily, effortlessly, and often. And after you have done that, I'm going to bring our wonderful practitioner and guest speaker today, Maureen, to come up again to bless our tithes and also our offering prayer.
Oh my goodness. Well, just giving thanks for the abundance, for the flourishing trees, for the singing birds, for the water that nourishes our bodies, that nourishes all the plants and animals. It nourishes all of life. And that is the abundance that we speak our words from, standing in the truth that there is everything that we need. It is always there. There is enough to go around. And this offering today is proof of that. That we give knowing that the universe will provide us with everything that is needed, and that there is this law of circulation that moves through each and every one of us. And that we look out into the world and we see how we are allowed to breathe, how we are allowed to move in this world. And that is proof right there that there is abundance that is beyond what we can see with our own eyes, that there is this movement, this energetic, this intelligence that brings forth all the needs and provides us with the love of a warm blanket wrapped around us, snug, just the perfect snugness, letting us know that we are held. And so I just bless this givingness of spirit. I bless this givingness of each of our unique expressions, providing and putting forth into this circulation of abundance. And so it is.
And so it is. So many words to live by. Choose nonviolence or non-existence. Ah! Them startling words, huh? Them startling words. So we also have activities to support everything that's taken action. For example, we have, if you feel so inspired to have a prayer request, let's do so. So Joe will show you as part of our announcement. Here are your prayer requests. If you feel so inspired or so moved to ask for prayer requests, please do so at cslppeninsula@gmail.com. This is what we do at CSLP. We serve, but we have other activities. Let me see. Let's bring up some activities, happenings around here. We have a live in-person gathering on June 28th. It's going to be at Hobie's, the conference room, 10 a.m. And if you come a little earlier, we have the meditation. Let's see. What else do we have here going? We also have mindfulness and wellness. Yes! Every first, third, and fifth Monday. And tomorrow is a meeting. If you feel like just popping in, we're not here just for public speaking. We are here to help you have a voice, make you heard, make you know how to put together this show, line up the songs, bring up the MC. Yeah, this is not just a pretty face. I got trained. Yeah. Okay, that is true. Hey, Reverend Kathy is our Toastmaster. Yep. Reverend Linda is a Toastmaster. Richard is a Toastmaster. Oh, who do we have left? Okay. All right. What our other announcement is that we do support our ministers who are guest ministers here. For example, Reverend Teresa, she has something going in the morning, 7:15 a.m. She has her her free community practice. And then what else do we have, Joe? We also have our community hangout. Same number. And when you get to do it at the Hobies, you get to eat as well. How about that? So now, Reverend Linda has an announcement.
Actually, Kathy has an announcement.
Kathy, announce.
Thank you, Linda. So Reverend Abigail Scher, who is the founder of CSL Peninsula, is sponsoring a retreat at the CSL-owned retreat center in Portland, Oregon, called Chakra of Light. And I could call it Cedar Ridge. Her retreat is all about chakra, 5 days of working with chakras. So I'm going.
I'm going.
Yay, Linda! Marilyn Cook's going. So, yeah, it should be a phenomenal retreat because this is Abigail's calling, is to lead retreat. So I put the link of, how to register and more information, in the chat line if anyone's interested.
Thank you. Wow. I have been to so many Reverend Abigail inspired and created events. It's just amazing. Just amazing.
She's phenomenal.
Yeah, well,
She's phenomenal.
she spawned CSLP for,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, she is.
we're part of her DNA. And
Yeah.
yeah, we're part of her DNA. Good. Any other announcement? Any other announcements? Reverend Allen, unmute. Reverend Allen, unmute.
Okay, if you have a prayer request, in addition to mailing it to cslpeninsula@gmail.com, you could send it to the PO box as well, handwritten. You don't have to type it up because I pick up the mail there, and that's another way to get your prayers requested, get your prayer requests in. Just want to make that clear.
That is true. When we used to meet in person, there are these little slips of paper that was put into a sacred box. But now that we are all connecting in remote, let's just be ingenious and creative and figure different ways to get our prayers requested and acknowledged. Yes, we are CSLP. We want to be the soft heart of the community. Yeah, but we have strong spines. Yeah, remember that. Well, there are way too many spineless people around in this world. Not you. Okay. So now I'm going to bring you up the person who's giving us some guts and in spine to lead us in the benediction is Maureen Muhlena.
So just taking in a breath of gratitude that we are allowed to be here. We are here in this very moment. We are standing with our strong spines, allowing us to be here, supported by the thing itself, the power, the intelligence that is back of all things, that we can see it sometimes in a glimmer, and through our lives, we can see the synchronicities, but we know that there is so much more. There is this infinite intelligence, this eternality of it that just keeps going and going and giving and giving. And so I just give thanks for that. I give thanks for the depth of love that this Almighty God we turn to, that we get the gift of being conscious of, that it gives us everything that we need in order for us to walk towards the wound. It provides us with the DNA, the spiritual DNA, and the strong spine and the soft heart as we move to where we are needed as unique, divine expressions of the one power, the one love. And so I just swim in this beauty. I swim in this truth, allowing it to fill me up and to fill up each little crevice of seeming doubt. And just allowing it to fill me up and to allow it to overflow and to ripple out into the world. so that it can fill up all the nooks and crannies of where it's needed. And so I just give great thanks for this truth. I bless each and every one of us on this journey that we call life. And I bless us as we go forth with the rest of our week. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much, practitioner, guest speaker, Maureen Muhlena. Now take that spine of yours and go out with your soft heart. How about that? Yeah. Now, if you want to talk about it some more, this community hangout. So, Reverend Allen, when would you like to be meeting?
We have two things going on this afternoon. We have a community hangout. We can start that in about 15 minutes, but we also have a circle of prayer for the practitioners to pray for everyone who submitted a prayer request. So about 11:15, we'll see you for a hangout, for a short hangout. Then we're going to move into prayer with our practitioners, probably about 11:30-ish or so. All right?
Fantastic.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Wonderful service. That wonderful message, Maureen.
Thank you very much, Reverend.
Excellent.
Thank you so much, everyone.
All right. We'll see you soon.